1.
There are so many different types of cultures in so many different countries, and each culture is unique in its own way. But there's one thing that every culture has in common. That is music. Latin American music originated a long time ago with the Andeans, Mayans, and Incas. One of the earliest records of an instrument that we have from Latin America is a flute called the talapazali. The talapazali was made of a reed hollowed out with holes punched in it, or placed in it. These were played by early Incas and Mayans in their culture. Then the Spanish colonized in 1492. They landed in South America with Christopher Columbus. They brought new flavors, styles, and traditions, as well as new music. However, the Incas and the natives, they didn't adopt. Instead, they adopted the African way of music, with a strong, steady beat. The Africans came over as slaves, brought by the Spanish to South America. They had a strong, steady beat made by all the percussion instruments that they had. Latin American music is easy to distinguish with its repeated 4-bar phrases in the songs like La Cucaracha. It's easy to dance to because of the strong beat created in the rhythm. It's formed by a lot of percussion instruments, so most of Latin American original instruments are percussion, like the ones I have behind me. In a recent trip to Mexico, we saw street performers, band performers playing on the street. There was a huge crowd around watching, and a lot of people were dancing. And because they were dressed traditionally, they were swirling around in their Jalisco dresses like these people. The music makes it really fun and easy to dance to, and it's easy to hear Latin American music around Latin America because it's played a lot. There are so many different types of Latin American instruments, like the clave, formed by 2 sticks being wrapped together, and the guiro, which is an instrument formed by a hollow carved out piece of wood or bone with ridges cut inside. When you rub a stick across it, it creates a rasping sound. Otherwise, there are the bongos, formed by a piece of leather placed across a drum or across a frame. And when they hit, they create a tapping sound that is used in a lot of percussion ways. Otherwise, there's the shakla, formed with many beads stretched around a hollow frame. It is really ear-piercing to hear. Otherwise, there's the sansa, which is formed by a bunch of metal strips stretched across a wooden board, and when they're pressed down, they create a hollow swinging sound when released. Last but not least, there are the maracas, some very famous Latin American instruments. These are made with beads inside of this hollow stick part, and when they're shaken, they create that sound. Oftentimes, they are ornately decorated. Latin American music is really beautiful, and it's really unique in its own ways. It has impacted our culture in so many ways,